where should we start? In your mind, what is the top storyline? Like you've been doing all kinds of other shows.
I mean, look, I think what we're looking at, two most likely guys to be traded out of the gate, Brendan Donovan of the Cardinals, MacKenzie Gore of the Nats. I'm expecting them to be the first two guys traded. I think the other big storyline that isn't being talked about enough is how much the two New York teams are going to do. New York squared are going to crush it. We had Brian Cashman on our radio show, and I'm like, all right, so, what are you going to do? And he went through this long spiel of, we have Spencer Jones and Dominguez in left, and we have McMahon at third. And then when it was all said and done, and he was finished all the GM speak, and we got the real out of him, it's like, okay, so got to be Tucker or Bellinger, maybe Bichette, maybe Bregman, maybe Ketel Marte. We're going to get another starting pitcher. We know we have to wait for Rodon and Cole. And I just feel like the Yankees are just waiting to pounce. He's not downplaying it at all publicly. And when he doesn't downplay it publicly, historically, he makes moves. And if you're the Mets, okay, you can come out and you can say, I'm not going to do the long-term deal with pitchers. Well, you're not going to make the playoffs if you don't start building this rotation besides the young kids. You're not going to be there. You have to. And by the way, if Alonso leaves for Baltimore or Boston, he's meeting with both teams. He's on his ride over right now to go meet with them. If you lose them, what are you going to do power-wise in your lineup? You're going to have a $350 million payroll and finish out of the playoffs again? So New York squared are going to crush it, AJ.
Really?
They're just getting ready.
Ooh, I want to hear Kratz, and then I'm gonna bury you.
I'll just take it right to the trades. The one trade you had is Brendan Donovan. I don't think a lot of people know much about him. How on earth can you package Jordan Walker in anything? The guy, is there value for that? And the Royals, you have Chris Bubich is the one going back to the Cardinals in that trade. The Royals can't do this again, can they? They already got rid of Brady Singer last year, and that didn't work out well. And now they're like, oh, yeah, you know what? Jim said we should get rid of another starting pitcher for an outfielder who had almost a -2 WAR.
All right, Erik. So I love it. Yeah, great comeback. So I just talked to Oliver Marmol. We had him on my SXM radio show. And Oliver Marmol was very, very clear in his thoughts of Jordan Walker, which are, Jim, please be patient. Because I started the question by saying, I hate being wrong on players. And I have been wrong on Jordan Walker. So I'm like, please tell me at some point I could be right. And he said, please be patient. He goes, I'm telling you, he's going to be a late bloomer, but he's going to get there. I don't know if he is or not, but I'm going to still hold out hopes. He said he's making a lot of adjustments at the plate, and he thinks he could still become a star. So we'll see. I mean, they're monitoring him. He's doing a lot of work this offseason. Now, in terms of Brendan Donovan, I mean, who doesn't want Brendan Donovan, right? Can play second, can play third, can play left, Gold Glove, has all the makeup, the character, the intangibles, winning player. And if you're sitting there at your Chaim Bloom, and you're the new friggin' running in the baseball ops, he's your best trade asset. He has more value than anybody that you have. So, of course, you're going to sit there and try to trade him. Now, in terms of the Royals, again, I just listened to them, right? We had Matt Quartrero, who's on my show every Sunday on SiriusXM. And I said, are you going to trade a starter for a corner outfielder? Yes. They need to extend their lineup. That's why they want to do this. They need another bat. They think Cagliano's going to still be a star, right? They're very happy with Carter Jensen's development. They want one more bat. And they feel like when they made that deal with the Padres at the deadline, they got two more starters there. They feel like they have enough depth where they could trade one. If they could trade one of their starters to get Jarren Duran, deal will get done tonight, I promise.
All right. And now the two New York squared are going to crush it. Didn't they win the offseason last year? Juan Soto to the Mets.
Yeah.
Max Fried to the
Yes.
Yankees. Devin Williams to the Yankees.
Yes.
Didn't they win the offseason last year?
It was fun. I loved it.
And how'd it go?
I just need more.
How'd it go?
Oh, in the standings?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. They weren't there at the end.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The only team that's there at the end of the Dodgers who do a little bit better job of,
but that's my thing. Like,
spending their money.
it's
And you
cool.
didn't say that the Mets won the offseason last year. As much as you praise, hey, they got
Yeah.
Soto. Soto is
Right.
Soto.
Right.
This conversation started last year, even really the year before, when David Stern said, hey, I'm used to Milwaukee saying, you know what, too old, too many years for this ace, too risky. And how did that go?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like, as you know, in March, I said, I don't like their starting pitching. I don't see it. And then I was wrong when I got to June, I was wrong, right?
We were getting crushed.
Their
We did the
pitching-
same thing.
I
We
was
got
said
getting
it.
obliterated, right? Then we ended up being right. Just got like Jordan Walker, you have to wait. You have to be patient and wait it out. So, yeah, I mean, I think the Mets, if they have to address the starting pitching and the lineup.
What's that move,
so let's see it.
What's that move? They trade for Skubal.
I don't think they trade for Skubal.
I don't know.
Skubal's a tough trade.
Because if you look at it, who's
a
really
tough
out
trade
there.
for them unless you put Noah McLean in it. I don't think people saying that you can put Sproat and Tong and get Skubal, I don't think that's accurate. And I don't think he's going to trade his system for 1 year of Skubal. I think Brian Cashman would if they came up with the right
Spencer
package.
Jones?
Yeah, he would do it for Skubal.
Am I wrong? Spencer Jones wasn't a top 100 prospect? Or
He
was
is.
He is? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, also depends what publication.
He's power
but he
speed,
is.
but, he's still, like every prospect, he's still a suspect until
Jordan Walker was a top
it
prospect.
comes out.
Now,
Yes.
How
Yeah,
many years ago was that?
no doubt. How old is he? 24?
24.
Okay. Prime years are 25 to 30, right? For a reason?
For some of you.
Well, the algorithm's pretty accurate.
Wait, I want to get to the Reds.
Yeah.
A team that you know super well,
Yes.
obviously. You
Yes.
used to run that front office.
Okay, so you're going to do Schwarber next?
Come on.
So here's the one.
No, okay,
Here's the one that
for them.
irritates me.
Better chance of Pirates or Reds
Oh,
getting
my
Schwarber.
God, Reds.
Reds.
But here's the thing. How can the Pirates, with a straight face, say, we made a 4-year offer for Schwarber? Like, what are you doing? If you want Schwarber, you think you're going to be able to make a market offer and get him? You think he's going to go,
overpay.
oh, I want to go to the Pirates over the Phillies. 6 years, $190 million. I made that offer. Okay, we'll stand up. Then you made an offer.
Mhm.
Don't sit there and say you made an offer when you undercut what the Phillies even have on the table.
Right.
Don't
He's going to
embarrass
leave
the
Same as
Phillies
Josh
for a
Naylor.
worse
Now
offer?
for the Reds.
Same as what they did with Naylor. Naylor
Yes.
signed and they're like, oh, we offered him 80 and he got 92, whatever it was.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I-
And by the way, Josh Naylor is going to make less money than Trent Grisham is this year, and next year,
Wow.
and the year after.
Yeah.
Like Naylor is never going to make what Grisham's going to make this year. Think about that for a minute.
But you like that deal. Why? You
For
think?
Seattle, I like it.
Yeah. You
Good
think
market
Naylor
deal.
should have waited it out? And
Yeah,
gotten more?
he would have gotten
Yep.
more.
Maybe he
would've
didn't
gotten
want to, though.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. I mean, there were no
Yeah.
other jobs. That's his problem, right? If Alonso resigns with the Mets, where are you going? Boston wants a right-hand hitting first baseman, so
And he saw what happened to Pete last year.
yeah, he made the right call, but he should have gotten more.
Okay, but what about the Reds? Can they? I mean, they can do this.
They
I'm
can.
I mean, you
They can.
you know their books from back in the day, but like,
Thank
what-
you, AJ.
if
That
you
was fun.
stretch this out,
Yeah.
JB, I get it. This team has to operate at such a slight
Yeah.
margin here. But if there's ever a time, isn't this the time?
Yeah, it's the person. That's the one person you spend the money on. He is the guy that gets Ellie De La Cruz back on the Hall of Fame track.
Mhm.
He is the one guy that gets Noel Marte to the next level. He's the guy I want in that clubhouse. Please. I got Tito and I got Schwarber.
That doesn't matter, though, Jim. Ask
I got a
front
chance.
offices. That doesn't matter.
That's
That
everything.
doesn't matter.
That's everything.
I agree.
That's everything.
That means almost
AJ,
more
that's
sometimes than the
everything.
numbers.
Always.
I have this argument with
Siempre.
people I know all the time.
Yeah. You're right,
You,
they're
you
wrong.
need a team.
Amen.
You have a bunch of young guys. At some point, you got to go get some veteran dudes that have done it and can
Yeah.
show these young guys. You can't have 25 young guys and say, we're going to make it, guys. At some point, you got to go get a dude that shows these other younger kids how to be dudes.
Amen. And let me tell you this. The person that's going to walk away this winter with C.J. Abrams is going to win because they're going to put him on a team that has that Schwarber or that AJ Pierzynski that's going to be able to keep in line. Abrams can do whatever he wants because who in that clubhouse is going to tell him no? It's not James Wood. It's not Dylan Cruz. So who in the world's going to tell CJ, hey, let's go to bed. It's 5:30 in the morning. We got a game at 1
That's
o'clock
not a
in
good
the afternoon.
idea.
Yeah, no.
Casino at 5 in the morning with a 1 o'clock
Who's
game.
going to tell him?
It's all babies in there.
Yeah. So you got to have veterans in there to lead them. When you're developing a team, I've been there. I've witnessed it. If you have a team of all babies, you got zero chance. You need to bring in veteran guys. They don't have to be stars, but veteran guys that have played on championship level teams and have them in the clubhouse to help teach those young talented guys what it takes to prepare.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Kratz.
Jim, what they're going to say is, well, I can pay. I'll wait till you get it in there. There you go.
Yeah,
I can wait. I can pay Justin Turner that for 1 year. Why are they going to do that with Schwarber? Because that's, you go down the league and there's the standard guys who just are recycled and repeated. To me, Kyle Schwarber is worth it. I agree with you. But teams say, I'd rather just give you the Justin Turner and then soon down the road it'll be the, Garver, just recycle the guy's name.
Yeah, that doesn't work. I mean, it's nice to have those guys as part of the team, but in general, I want my star players to have that kind of makeup and character ideally. If I'm going to invest the money for those kind of guys, I need that. Now, I'm not saying you have to have that. I'll take Kyle Tucker on Aaron Judge's team. I'll take Kyle Tucker on Mookie Betts' team. But I don't want Kyle Tucker to be that leader. I want Kyle Schwarber to be that leader. Tucker doesn't do for the Reds clubhouse what Kyle Schwarber would do for the Reds clubhouse, if that makes sense.
Agreed.
Is there any way of knowing how much more that is going to get Kyle Schwarber? Like, as far as like on paper, Kyle Schwarber's worth, 4 years, $120 million. Anything over that or anything over that number that physically his baseball's worth, is that what his clubhouse presence is worth?
$5 million a year for 2 extra years. That's my value on it.
Wow.
Give me all the numbers you want. I'm going to tear it up. I'm going to overpay. I'm going to let the commissioner's office call me and be pissed at me. I'm going to give him 2 extra years, and I'm going to get the player. I'll tell you a little story. I'll never forget this, is when the Tigers signed Magglio Ordonez and Pudge Rodriguez.
Yeah, 2004.
And they overpaid both of them by a lot of money. And it was really irritating for those of us running small market teams. Like, you just screwed up the whole marketplace. So I was with Jim Leland. I'll never forget it. And I said, Jim, you guys way overpaid for these guys. And Jim took out a cigarette. He lit it. And he goes, yeah, but we got the players and you didn't. And he walked away.
And you know what? They were in the World Series.
Oh, my God. He was
What
so
year?
right.
And when were they in the World Series?
Yes.
2006.
That's where they went to. And why? Because they got the players, because they spent too much money, and they spent too many years. So sign me up, baby.
Exactly.
If you got an owner that'll spend it, that's why it's easy for us to do this job, Jim.
Yeah.
It ain't my money.
Oh, yeah. It's so much easier. I love it.
It ain't my money.
JB
Spend it away.
He thrives in this world.
Oh, I'm ready for this.
I got my next one for you in terms of spending money. So JB put a great wish list article out there. Predictions and wishes, right? Not like everything is direct intel here, okay?
Right.
But Framber Valdez, you put 7 years, 218 to the Mets. Tell me if you would sign Framber for that kind of money, based on the one incident. And also, I did cover Framber a lot with the Astros. He'll be fine going forward. Here's my concern. He always was. I think he could get rattled pretty quickly and then get off kilter. Is New York the right place for him?
Yeah, so my opinion on him is left-handed, tremendous ground ball rate, not concerned about the hard hit rate because the hard hit is usually on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So long as I have elite defense, if I can have Lindor at short and say Simeon at second, and I'm really focusing on the defense behind him, he pitches in big games. He's durable. He's got the frame. He should age well, being left-handed and being with the size and the frame. And I'm sorry about that incident with the catcher. I hate it. I want to punch him in the face for it. But what's the other incidences over the years when we've been covering them in the playoffs? Like, I don't have other incidences, and I always wanted him on the mound for me. Is it an overpay? Yeah, I don't like that contract. I don't like Cease, but it's the price of doing business. I can go out there and see a house I like that was $4 million 2 years ago. It's now 12. Okay. I can't afford it, but that's the price. If I want it, I have to pay it. Mm-hmm. So let's stop worrying about the price of business. We've set the price. It's not going down. It never does. Accept it and move on. They must have the money, or the payrolls wouldn't get to this point if they weren't making the money. It's there.
Agreed. I fight that fight all the time.
All right, you got the last topic.
Right, so before we let you go, there was a vote last night.
Okay.
You know what it was? The Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Jeff Kent gets in. I thought he should have been in a long time ago.
Yes.
Your thoughts on the other guys? Bonds, Clemens.
Yeah. So I'll give you
all those guys. Murphy, Mattingly. I think out of that list of 10 guys, I think all 10 of them should be.
So I wrote this on The Athletic in that same article. You're talking about the wish list, of which I said Jeff Kent would be the only one that gets in. I wrote that.
So you had inside knowledge.
No, I did not. I had no idea how they were going to vote. But I know the committee, I know the group, and I know the thought process, and I thought he'd be the only one for those reasons. I just speculated. Mm-hmm. But you asked me my personal opinion. Barry Bonds is the best player I ever saw in baseball until Shohei Ohtani came. Roger Clemens is one of the best pitchers I ever saw in my life. Gary Sheffield was one of the best clutch hitters and best bat speed I ever saw in my life, without a doubt. And all three should be in the Hall of Fame for me with all of the baggage around them. I have no problem. Any allegations, any positive tests, any Balco investigations, any MLB investigate, throw it all in Cooperstown with them. I think it's a museum. I think we should be celebrating the best players in the game. And I feel like those three guys, of all of them, including Kent, were the three that deserved to be in the most because of what they did on the field. Now, what they did off the field, I don't like it. I don't like anyone that cheated. But I will tell you this, and I mean this sincerely, and I'm never going to give names. 2 guys are in the Hall of Fame that used. And that's okay because they weren't caught. Right. Is that fair?
This is my argument that I have with Scott, and I want your take on it. So the players that are on this committee, there was 7, and I know, and I respect the hell out of Trammell, Tony Perez,
good people.
Jim Cott. They're all awesome, right?
Yeah.
Robin Yount, all these guys, Juan Marichal. They're unbelievable players, unbelievable people, all good. I know them all.
Amen.
Talked to them all. They're awesome.
Yeah.
If they didn't vote for those guys that you just named,
right?
Okay, because of the PED's accusations,
right?
Then I say, did every one of you not ever take a greenie? Because greenies, the argument is, they weren't allowed, but they were illegal. Greenies were legal, and now they're banned.
Right.
So if you took a greenie, aren't you the same as one of these other guys?
In terms of
of
breaking the rule, yes, but
you get suspended for taking a greenie now.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. That's just for
why
me.
he's different, but I'm not agreeing with him. I'm
not disagreeing. I'm not agreeing. I'm not disagreeing.
No, I know, but it's not
but
apples to apples, but it's similar.
The problem that I have is I was a GM during that period, and everybody looked the other way. It wasn't just owners and GMs. It was players. It was coaches. It was media.
The commissioner.
Everybody was looking the other way.
But Selig's in the Hall of Fame, and he knew
I don't
what
know
was going
who
on.
used and who didn't, but I do know changes that they all had. I have every team has a printout of changes in body fat and weight and hat size, by the way. They all have it, but everybody wanted to ignore it. And yet some of them get to the Hall of Fame because they weren't caught, and some of them don't because they were caught, and some of them don't because they worked out with someone who gave them something that I just don't like it. I
don't either.
I think you screwed an entire era of star players, and I'm not sure that's how we should handle it.
Right. So your line is, once we formalized it a little bit more, then we all were on, I don't want to say the same playing field, but you get tested, you get suspended if there's a problem, right? Like the A-Rod, Manny, Ramirez kind of world.
For me as a player, and I played in all this. I played, I was there, I came in 98, so I played through all of it.
Right.
I draw the line as a player, whatever you did before 2005 when they started testing.
Yep.
I don't know. Whatever it is, I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
But if you get caught after 2005,
then
to me, you're out.
Oh, then you're done.
Because you're out. Because you blatantly cheated. You knew.
You knew, and you did it anyway.
Yeah. So to me, you're out.
100%.
Okay.
Then there's not even a discussion at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when Alex Rodriguez,
I 100% agree
some of these
with
guys
that.
say, I deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, but you cheated, and you blatantly cheated and knew it.
Yes.
So to me, that's – but the other thing, before 2005, we don't know what guys were doing. We have an idea. We think. We don't really know.
You don't know.
So to me, those guys should be in. But anyways.
No, I agree.
It's a never-ending discussion.
It's a hard issue to agree on, so it's interesting we agree. Because most people won't agree with that vantage point.
Yeah, you guys are on the same page there. And he's fired up today about it because of the results. But it is what it is.
I just have a hard time explaining to my children Barry Bonds is not in the Hall of Fame. I have a hard time with that.
Best hitter I ever saw. No, it's not even close.
Not even close. And and whether he did or when he started to would have nothing to do with him getting into the Hall of Fame.
But you could explain A-Rod, right? Because you say, hey, he tested or he got caught, right?
But he did it his whole career. He said he started in 2000-ish. He came out and said his whole career.
He's done. Yeah. He did it. He lied. He did it. He lied. He lied. He did it. His track record is so clear and concise that you don't even have to think about his situation.
Right. That's a different story.